Hi, my name's Madison and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing a really chill bookshelf tour simply because I'm going to be experimenting with reorganizing my bookshelves very soon. That will be a new video coming up very soon, trust me. And I just wanted to kind of have documentation of what my shelves looked like beforehand, kind of document that entire journey before and after. I don't buy books as much anymore. I think currently I own right around 200 books on these two shelves. I have a third shelf that I won't be showing in this video, but nevertheless, I hope you enjoy seeing these two bookshelves up close. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so this is a quick overview of my bookshelves. Now we're going to go to each shelf one by one. I'm just going to show kind of an overview. I'm not going to go book by book because I don't have a tripod and that would be way too much editing. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview. So this first shelf is kind of my Riordan shelf. I have all of the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles, the Kane Chronicles, and Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. So the first set over here, I have Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the first 4 books in paperback and the 5th book in hardback. And then right here I have The Lost Hero, which is the first book in the Heroes of Olympus series. And stacked behind The Lost Hero, we have The Sun of Neptune and The Mark of Athena, the 2nd and 3rd book. And then we have the spines of the 4th and 5th book in the Heroes of Olympus series, the 1st book in the Trials of Apollo series. And behind the 1st book, I have the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th book stacked up. I also wanted to show off the 5th book, The Tower of Nero, in the Trials of Apollo series, because this is a signed copy right there, and I was really excited to get this back in October last year. It was amazing, and I have yet to read it. I'm scared of the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles to end, but when I do read it, I know I'm going to absolutely love it. And then next up, I just have my Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard hardbacks, all 3 of them, and then I have Arishan, End of Time, and Arishan, The Song of Death, the first 2 books in the Pandeva Quartet, I believe is what the series is called. And then on top, I have my 3 paperbacks for the Kane Chronicles, which I absolutely love. These covers, they're absolutely amazing. Although they don't quite match all of the other covers I have for the other Riordan books, they are still absolutely amazing. So my next shelf down is kind of a fairy tale retelling, reimagining shelf. It has 2 of some of my favorite middle grade series from elementary and middle school, and they're all really good books. So first up, I have my entire The School for Good and Evil series. I'm very much looking forward to the Netflix movie adaptation coming out very soon. Has some amazing actors and actresses in it. And while I'm not a huge fan of the series itself, I am very glad I have all of these books. So I have the first 4 books in paperback. These are the original paperbacks I read on, so they're a little bit beat up around the edges, but I have to admit, Book 4's cover is definitely my favorite. I love the color scheme for it. And then I have the 5th and 6th book in the original hardback. I caught up with the series in time to buy the hardbacks when they were first released, and I am so grateful to have both of these. The 6th book is actually really cool because, again, I absolutely love this cover, but it's also a signed 1st edition with deckled edges, which is amazing. There's the signature right there. I actually bought this and another signed 1st edition for one of my best friends who also read the series and loved it, and I still have yet to read the conclusion. I am once again scared. Next up, I just have 3 books that are part of like the Disney publishing house Twisted Tales series, which are kind of different imaginings of endings for Disney movies, kind of where the villain wins at some point in time. I haven't read these, but I am very intrigued by them, and I know there are a ton of these, so it'd just be fun to give one of them a try and see if I enjoy that, because I do love reading books, hypotheticals, where the villain wins. And then I have probably my oldest book on this shelf from when I got it in 3rd grade. And then I have all 5 hardbacks for the Land of Stories series. I love this series. It holds such a special place in my heart. One of my favorite middle grades for sure. I have this amazing and beautiful cover of A Tale of Magic, a prequel series for the Land of Stories, but also not only is this cover brilliant, so is the second books. These are just such amazing covers, plus the bear books are also stunning. Here's a special look at what the bear books look like. They are just absolutely gorgeous. And then finally, I have 2 books that are signed by the author, the first author I ever met and got books signed for, Jen Kalanita. These are also fairy tale retellings. They are very much lower middle grade, and I really enjoy enjoyed them when I read them. Now this next shelf is kind of complicated and interesting sort of mix. It's kind of just a mishmash of just a bunch of books, and is really what is leading me to want to reorganize them, but I'll give you a quick overview. So we have My Darkest Minds paperbacks. This is actually a sequel slash spin-off. I just have this first for no reason, but I really like how these spines felt dark. They're a lot of fun. And then in between the two, I have my Warriors Special Edition books. This is the 5th book in the 6th series from this series of books set in this world. And finally, I have this huge stack of all 7 books in the Unwanted series by Lisa McMahon. I know there's a spin-off series, but I really have no interest in continuing on with that because this series took me forever to get to. I reread these first 2 books about 3 or 4 times as I tried to continue on with the series. It's not incredibly memorable, but it was a fun ride when I read them, so there. So next up, I kind of have a whole section dedicated to Wings of Fire, another favorite middle grade series of mine, and then I have a whole bunch of young adult books on this side. I have my favorite covers and spines from the Wings of Fire series, the prose novels facing outwards. So this is book 11, this is book 12, book 13, and book 14. It's kind of all over the place, but I really love how this looks now. And then all my other books for the Wings of Fire series are behind these. So behind the first row, book 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then behind book 12, we have book 10 of the series, and then these 2 are both special editions. And then finally on this last shelf, this is just mainly just books I've read and part of large series. And I am really happy with how it looks. It's very simple. It's not really anything special, but that's why it's the bottom shelf on my first bookshelf. I have this beautiful copy of Anne Gables. Here I have stacked up the Chronicles of Narnia paperbacks. So I have a Wrinkle in Time series, all 5 books. And then over here is a kind of historical fiction romance series with time travel elements that one of my friends gave me for Christmas. These are her old books that she really enjoyed. Okay, now we're finally at my favorite shelf so far on my bookshelves. I absolutely love the way this looks and all of the books on it. So excited to read the ones I haven't already. Love the ones I've already read. All of these books together, not so much We Hunt the Flame, but these 4 look amazing together. The black with the gold and the red make me so happy. I also personally just love the cover for these Violent Delights. It's so surreal to have this book in my hands. And on top I have this gorgeous collector's edition of A Darker Shade of Magic that my aunt gave me for Christmas last year. It's absolutely gorgeous. And next I have my Grishavers Collection. So right here is Susan Storm facing forwards in front right now because I'm currently reading it. Midnight says hello. She is tired of me doing this, but I'm not done yet, baby. She's also very bored. Here are my 3 paperbacks for the Grisha trilogy, which I absolutely adore. I don't know if you can see, but Green Kingdom has red sprayed edges. Next up, we have this shelf, which is really just a collection of blues, plus my Marissa Meyer collection, and some reds and blacks and whites. I really love how this shelf looks, except for the Inheritance games. It's kind of a sore thumb, but that's okay. On top of the Inheritance games, I just have another piece of pottery. And then I also have a tiny koala I made. And then I also have this really pretty Once Upon a Time charm that I had on a necklace, but the necklace broke. So I just have this sitting on my shelves from now on. Then holding up that little charm is just a little eraser koala that I made back during the pandemic when I was bored at home. I made that little boy, and he just holds up my charm. Sometimes not very well, but he does his best, and I really love how that looks. And right here, like I said already, this is my Marissa Meyer collection. And then over here is my red, black, and white theme. I really love how this looks. And finally, I found this at a trade independent bookstore, which is the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, Good Girl, Bad Blood. It came without a dust jacket, but I'm not complaining. I was never a huge fan of the dust jacket, and it kind of just matches with the theme, so it's fine. And then finally down here, my my last shelf. This is mainly just my adult sci-fi and fantasy. A lot of it I've been gifted by my cousin, who is going to be a literary professor up in Seattle. He gives me all of these high fantasy and sci-fi, and sometimes I don't know what to do with myself because it's overwhelming. I have The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I originally had the mass market paperbacks for The Lord of the Rings, but they are now in the other room, which is the original copies I read when I was 12 years old. As you can see, these are very beat up copies, but I love them. Okay, so that is my bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoyed. It was just kind of a chill thing. I wanted to show off my bookshelves. Also have some record of what they looked like before I go and rearrange them this afternoon, which will be another video coming very, very soon, just me rearranging my bookshelves. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and hit subscribe if you want to come along with me on this journey. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!